I wanted to do a quick video to talk about making friends as an adult. I've had a couple conversations over the past couple weeks, and there are many of us, including myself, that find it very hard to make friends. And it doesn't matter if you're in a big city or a small town or whoever, but going through this pandemic and having to stay inside and really keep to ourselves and not being able to go see friends or be social, it has really retracted our skills in trying to make friends and being able to put ourselves out there. So I wanted to provide some tips in being able to get out there and make new friends because it's hard. And I have been putting these tips into practice myself, and I think that I'm an extrovert, but I've also been learning to really enjoy my own time in my space, which is great, but it makes me a little timid to go back out there in the world. So number one on my list of tips is you have to be able to take initiative and decide to be social, because not deciding to be social and not taking initiative and just kind of sitting there and saying, woe is me, and not actually taking the action to do it and committing to do it is really not going to help you. Because if you're going to sit there and complain that you don't have any friends and you haven't been trying, then you really need to start trying. So that is really the first step, is just gaining the courage to be able to get out there and go to a new event, go to a group where they like the same hobby as you. Really getting out there and taking action, because without action, you don't change. The second thing is, and this is really a key tip that I learned, that you just assume that everyone else already likes you. Because how do you know if they don't like you? So in any situation, you walk into a room and there's a bunch of people and you're just sitting there, oh my gosh, I don't think these people like me. That woman looks like she's giving me a weird look and like I don't feel comfortable. Really just go in there. And it's not like you're visualizing these people all in their underwear. It's really going in and having the best intentions. Have an expectation that these people already really like you. So going in there, it gives you confidence. It allows you to be positive about the experience. So it's going to be easier for you to walk up to someone and say, hey, how are you? What's your name? What are you doing? And being able to start that conversation and really be curious about other people so that you're able to be engaged and you want to learn. Number three is having the fear and doing it anyway. So it goes back to the first thing about taking initiative. But if we stay in our comfort zones, we're never going to facilitate change. And our bodies are wanting us to stay in the comfort zone. That's why we have fear, because we are still in the Stone Age where we're running away from the saber-toothed tigers and the mammoths and all of those things, because that's just what's ingrained in us. We are constantly trying to keep ourselves in a safe space. So having the fear is actually allowing you to see that maybe this is something that I want to do. Maybe this is a fear that I actually want to conquer, and getting myself out of my comfort zone, because you just never know who you're going to meet. Maybe you meet the love of your life out at this event, or maybe you meet a group of friends that you end up going traveling with. You just never know what's going to happen with some of these risks that you take. And yes, sometimes bad things happen when you take risks, but for the most part, what happens if you don't? So I encourage you to take that risk, get out there, go meet people, and be vulnerable and ask questions. And that goes along with being curious. And if you need to, prep a couple questions before you go out. So that way you're able to have a list of questions in your back pocket that you're able to share and ask when you get to the event or on a date, so that you are not necessarily, anxious about what you're going to say. You already have an idea because you've already prepared yourself. So it gives you confidence when you get to that space where you have to interact. So really being able to cultivate questions that really get you to ask questions and find out who they are, what they like, what their, values are, and really start to uncover who these people might be and if they should be your friends. Because that's really the question too, because maybe you're going to meet these people and they're going to be like, these are not the people that I want to be around because they've answered these questions and didn't provide answers that I really align with. So then you can go on your merry way. But the only way to do that is to find out and ask questions. And last but not least is be open to new experiences. Be open to learning something new. Be open to finding a new hobby. Be open to going to learn about a group that you're not necessarily familiar with. Because if you go through life having this curiosity, this openness to go on adventures, being vulnerable, being, looking at life as if it's an opportunity rather than something that's a negative experience that's going to, do something bad to you. If you assume that life is actually giving you an opportunity rather than taking away from your life, then life actually opens up and you have a lot more opportunity available to you than what you previously did. So take the time, find your good people, find these people that you can spend time with, go on adventures with, that become your core, that become your support. Because when you do go through something that does take away your happiness, you have these people around you that can support you, that can help you get through that time way faster than doing it by yourself. And doing anything by yourself is not fun. We need people, we need community, we need connection in order to thrive. Because sometimes, and I know there's a lot of people that love living by themselves and love, that space, but you do need connection. You do need people around you that know you matter. Because it's really what makes the world go round. So get out there, meet people, engage in conversation, look at it as an opportunity and an adventure. And hey, I hope you find your group of friends to go to Australia with, or the love of your life that you'll find at the next speed networking event. But take the risk. Don't be afraid, or be afraid and do it anyway, because you never know what might happen after. See you in the next video.